This isn't necessarily the spiciest of spicy peppers, but it does taste like a Calabrian pepper. Like they had a lot of those moments.
Mm.
Basically, like some of the peppers were de-seeded, so they didn't have the spice.
Now I was gonna say, if you don't have the seeds in it,
Yeah, I mean, I have a bag of shishito peppers in my thing, and I'm like, I want the spice, so I sit there and I chop them up with the seeds included. So
yeah, that's what you do.
yeah, but I was just doing it because what else am I gonna do? I was bored this morning, so I was like, hey, let's see what the guy's doing. Dr. Guy.
Dr. Guy. Tell you,
Dr. Guy.
sounds like an evil supervillain. I'm just saying.
Hey, look at this lighting.
That's pretty dramatic.
Like a German doctor in an 80s film from America.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're having way too much fun with this. This is awesome.
Well, I mean, we were reviewing some of the things from the 1980s is can be seen very wrong in the wrong lens.
Yes.
Yeah. So, still doing the bare hands and the skeletons on the train.
Yeah. Trying to figure out why it won't do.
I still think that you should put one with a velociraptor head on it. I don't know why.
A velociraptor head?
Yeah.
I'm having real problems with this one. You shouldn't be doing this. This is not screen. I'm having sort of a little bit of an issue here.
Uh-huh.
Overlay. That's fine. We'll make it overlay. So, yep. So today I have to go in and I'm getting a scholarship. So I've got to go in and fill out the paperwork for that, which is cool.
Oh.
Yep. I've gotten involved in the Finish What You Started scholarship, which is for old people who are back in college. I'm totally going to have I'm missing my patella. And then all of them go, we're all missing our patellas. I didn't put a patella on any of these guys.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right.
Hmm. 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 I try to look up space familiars, and I get Spelljammer space familiars.
That sort of makes sense in its own way.
Yeah. I just wish that I just wish that we knew of, beings that were out in space that were like plasmoid based beings that could be used as familiars in real life. It'd be all glowy.
Right?
They couldn't come into our atmosphere. That's for sure.
That does put a damper on the whole familiar thing.
Yep. Hmm. That's not a type of space familiar I was looking for. I may just do the space goldfish type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not the space guppy; those are a little bit different. But the space guppies are nouns if they're larger.
Are nouns? I swear. That's what I heard you
Mounts,
say. I like nouns
mounts,
better.
mounts, mounts. Mounts.
Yes, but nouns were funnier. Mounts would be cool.
But I mean, space guppies being nouns.
Yeah, also true. I mean, I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Sometimes my mishearing is funnier than stupidness, and I'm just like, well, if I'm gonna mishear stuff anyway, might as well enjoy it. They broke off my entire zygomatic arch. Who breaks off zygomatic arches?
A bayou. Let's see. A bayou accent goldfish.
There you go.
Familiar. Yeah. That grows and shrinks in size.
I think you ought to go down this here road. I guarantee.
Let's see. What would its name be? And it can't be Goldie. That's too on the nose.
No, call it Spot.
Oh, here's a name for you. 100 names for adorable fish names other than Nemo. Okay. Apparently, someone named a goldfish Goldie Hawn.
There you go.
Let's see. Popular fish names: Swedish, McFish, Puff Daddy, Floater,
Floater?
Miso, Cod, Salmon, Sea Beast, Sardine, Long John Silver, Bubba Gump, Moby Dick, Oscar, Orca, Don Lino, Katie Current, Charlie the Tuna, James Pond, Mr. Fish. Let's see. Oh, Captain Ahab. That makes complete sense. For fish pairs, we have Tick and Tack, Bonnie and Clyde, Romeo and Juliet, Peek and Boo, Mickey and Minnie, Thelma and Louise, Hall and Oates, Billion and Skipper. Those are the ones that I'm only reading the ones I like.
Fair.
Kid-friendly fish names: Taco, Slime Face, Cheeto, Fish Face, Bobo, Bubbles, Sparky, Slippery, Stinky. Well, fish these days. Big Mouth, Billy Bass. That's what you should name one of your fish. Okay. Pepperface Jones and Goober. This is specifically for beta fish. So they're all. Oh well, my favorite one is naming a beta fish Papa Smurf and Betta Midler. And names for goldfish. So the top ones are Tropicana, Pumpkin, Goldilocks, Dorothy, and Goldie Hawn. Hmm. Well, let's see. Apparently, someone named a Molly fish, or enough people named Molly fish Molly Ringwald.
I mean, kind of would do that myself, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And someone named an Oscar. Enough people named Oscar fish to get Oscar Mayer or Oscar Mayer and Oscar de la Hoya,
That makes sense too.
as well as Cujo.
So it was what?
Cujo.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and enough people named damselfish Gidget.
Okay.
I'm like, that's a name that you don't hear every day anymore.
So, you guys know that all of these skeletons are in training, right?
What are they training for? The Scare Olympics?
There you go. Scare Olympics.
Aww. Beta white for a goldfish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go with beta white. see.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, well,
Figure out where. I guess it'd be in program files, wouldn't it? Adobe. Yeah, there we go. I'm looking to try to find out where would the character animator stick stuff. Now that I've got character animator on here. Well, maybe I'll just load character animator and find out. Maybe that's our best bet. Because I need to make a couple of these skeletons so that we can have them animate. Oh, hey, it's actually like listening to stuff. That's funny. All right. Well, I like the fact that I can set up the audio, but I can't set up the video. That's funnier. Oh, well. Let's open. I don't know. Edit. Puppet. New project? Let's see. What kind of puppets do we have? They're really easy. I don't need a super complicated puppet. It's an AI. And not the AI that you think it is. Just saying.
Yeah.
How many points?
It's not artificial intelligence?
It's not artificial intelligence. Oh, hey, if I get really close to this microphone, it really knows what I'm saying. And it's actually making things work properly. That's nice.
Well, if you get that close to the microphone, you should talk very softly and be like
Talk
ASMR.
very softly so that people aren't getting completely blown away by my voice. Isn't that nice of me? The only problem is when I talk softly, I can still be heard. When you talk softly,
Crinkle cut fries.
there you go. All right, now let's see. Can I edit the puppet? How do I edit the... Only? No. Ba ba ba. Ba. Okay. Now, how do we... Oh, hey, I can sort of move stuff.
So, all right. Enough of being sidetracked.
Well, this is me trying to get character animator to work. I mean, it understands what I'm saying, clearly, but it doesn't like, it won't take the input from OBS. So, though it will talk when I talk, which is the idea, I need to get the video to work so it catches the video too. But first, I need to export this guy's workspace. I don't know. This is the performing workspace. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all I can do is have the stage. Looks like I can change his background. Well, that's kind of a cooler background. I like that background. Oh no, he looks like he's in an Italian town. Oh no, this is tumbleweeds. This is Bill's way of going to tumbleweed whatevers. I don't know. Workspace.
Bill.
His name is Bill.
Oh, his name is Bill. Okay. For a second there, I thought we were doing messages from Bill, and I'm like,
Bill's not there. Your Bill's not there, apparently.
Yeah,
all I've got's my Bill. Who knew? And who knew I had a Bill? You know what? If you want me to do any work for you, you can just put it on my bill, because it's right here. Now
I mean, you're not wrong,
right? I'm just saying. Project Explorer. That's not it. Although this does give me information. Artwork. Wow. It's got a lot of pieces.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, he has a lot of pieces.
What type of pieces?
Well, I'm trying to find something that's not a zillion pieces, because I want to make one for each character. And I don't want to spend the next 7... I mean, it's due Thursday night, so I don't really have the time to sit here and dink with it too much. But I need to figure out how to get back to where we were. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. For a minute there, I was very concerned, because it was sitting there saying requires an Adobe All Apps subscription. And I'm like, that doesn't sound good.
I have an Adobe All Apps subscription.
Well, so do I. And I'm okay as long as it's not above and beyond the already existing almost $60 a month All Apps subscription that I've got.
Yeah. Because All Apps subscription gets you the fonts, gets you their photo album, their AI generator, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Yes, I'm saying Adobe actually has an AI generator.
I know, I saw it. I'm not sure what to think about it.
Maybe they can get the hands better?
Maybe they can get what?
Maybe they can get hands better?
Oh, there you go. I actually, for a while back in the day, I went and downloaded the on PC version of it, Stable Diffusion. Because you can just download the Stable Diffusion thing and put it on your own PC, and then the annual tornado drill. I mean, it is Kansas, so there is that.
I mean, no offense, Brent. Those things are really weird to go through. I've done them.
Tornado drills. I mean, you know, we all know how to deal with tornadoes. You get underneath your desk. It's just like a nuclear bomb. We learned this.
No, guy, come on.
I mean, I own a school desk. It's right here. That's its entire job, is so that if anybody drops a nuclear bomb, I just get underneath it. And then I know I will survive the nuclear blast. You can make fun of me, but when you are a nuclear skeleton and I am not, well, then we'll all see who's right and who's a glowing skeleton at night.
Listen, okay? You're going to protect yourself with a large group of people from a tornado. You're going to have to go into a non-windowed hallway.
Well,
Because
I mean, does
there
that
are
mean that it's
some
an Apple
people that
hallway, or
will
is it
not die.
does that make it like an Apple hallway, so it has to be Mac OS, the whole
Yes.
hallway? Because that could be a problem, because I don't think there's a single Mac OS hallway in this house.
Yeah. But I will not die with people in a bathroom that I may not like.
Right, exactly. I mean, you're just gonna have to say that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not cramming with my coworkers into a tub with a mattress over me.
Makes sense.
I know this sounds really weird, but this is the stuff I had to do.
It gets weird whenever I'm in class and I'm talking to people about tornadoes, because of course we do have the possibility of tornadoes. And I'm like, do you know what to do if you are driving along and you see that you are going to be in the path of a tornado? And all of my kids are like, drive away from it. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Because you won't be able to outrun them. I'm like, you'll have to go and lie in a ditch, get out of the car. Hello, Bill.
Messages from Bill.
If you look here, here's another Bill, apparently. Who knew?
Who's talking when Guy talks?
Well, yeah, but that's because it does see my microphone, but it does not see my camera. So it's frozen in place.
All right. Well,
but that's
Bill's
all right.
Here.
How you doing, Bill? Long time no
this.
see.
I know. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. We've got like character animator running. So I've got a project I'm going to be doing where I've got these skeletons, these guys right here, and I'm just going to animate them talking in character animator here. But I've got to figure out how to do it quickly so that it's not all messed up. And I've got to find the PSDs, because I know there are PSDs in here. I just don't know where they are. So the whole thought was, rather than build my own character and rig it, I'm just going to take this existing character and replace all the layers with the pieces for the skeletons. And then that way I can move the skeletons around a little bit or whatever and have them talking to each other or whatever.
Right.
It should be fine.
That's cool.
That's my battle plan anyway, but first things first, I've got to figure out how to make it work. So that's where I am. How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
That's good. Somewhere along the line, I actually have another day off on the weekend, and I was thinking I might come up and visit you guys.
Yeah, sure.
I miss visiting with you guys. So anyway, yeah. Let's see. There we go. I have to go to class in a little bit, and I have a buddy that I pick up on the way because she lives like right there. And so I was like, and then she's like, can I get you coffee or something? And I'm like, it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. I kind of know what the whole point is. She's a young person and I'm good, like, protection, I guess. So
you're not allowed to sit. You're not allowed to stay. No, you're staying. You're staying the rest of the time.
I don't know. The problem with Bill is that he's in the middle of like typing. You can tell because that's what his shirt's doing. He's in the middle of typing.
Yes,
he's trying to respond. Brent, he's building an LLM.
Oh, cool.
I'm sure that means something, but it doesn't mean anything to me, so I haven't figured that out yet.
It's AI stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I've found uses for AI, but really, honestly, one of the reasons why I'm deciding to go back to school and become a social or a cultural anthropologist is mostly because I wasn't making a whole lot of money off of drawing before. And now with AI, I'm pretty sure I won't make any money now. They can make AI do it far better than me. So,
Um, I think the initial fear is exacerbated right now. It certainly will impact things, but the problem with AI is it's only knows what it's been trained on.
yeah,
It doesn't have the ability to innovate. It has the ability to juggle around things it's seen before. That's it.
sure. And I mean, and I'm not saying that, well, I mean, I guess part of it is that if you think about it, kind of in a way, that's how all of us kind of are when it comes to drawing. I mean, my style is somewhere between Haruhiko Mikimoto and, you know what I mean? Like, it's because of who I was.
Your style is somewhere over the rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah, but there's some level of innovation inherent in the concepts and the works that you produce because opposed upon your physical being are certain restrictions.
So just say what you want to say. It's the human factor. The human factor.
The human factor is certainly around it, but there are certain restrictions. Like there are only certain ways you're going to be able to think or move, and that's going to help guide the creations that are the things you produce.
So we like to move it.
And that's what forms the uniqueness of your stuff, the fingerprint of whatever it is you make or do.
Yeah.
AI doesn't have that, really. Well, I mean, its restriction is really only what it's seen, and it doesn't have physical limitations like that.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm not sure I'm going to be able to compete. But
right.
I mean,
there's going to be an artist out there who's got some ligament or something in their thumb that stiffens their thumb, and so through the years they've adapted with that to draw in a certain style. And people might then eventually gravitate to that, but that never existed before, and it only existed because of that person's stiff thumb that they produced that work. AI doesn't have that. That doesn't
sure.
exist.
Well, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not quitting Bellatrix Rising. You know, I'm going to keep working on that.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing I know AI can't do right now is write and compose.
Right.
Well, it can write, but it's not very good.
Yeah, what it writes is not very acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. It also doesn't have a memory. Like it can't. You could tell it to write something, but it doesn't remember what it wrote before.
Right.
So it can't connect a cohesive story.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that I don't think that it's going to be reasonable to try to expect that I can make a living off of it in the near future. I think it's one of those where I'm back to the acting sort of thing, which is you go to Hollywood and you work at a restaurant, wiping tables until finally somebody spots you and you hit it big, you know. So, as in, I don't know if I'll be able to maintain a living off of it, which is fine. I will go do something that's more, you know, not more interesting per se, but more likely to get money and allow me time at home to work on my comics.
Also, I'll also say every time I've ever used image generation, it sucks. It's never right, and I keep thinking every time I use it, I should just tell Pepper to draw it,
right?
Because he would get exactly what I'm talking about. Like I went because we were playing D&D, and they were talking about it's a building. It's a tall building that's also a lighthouse. So I'm like, so I put that into image generation, and all it could do is make a lighthouse and maybe add a window or two to it. And I'm like, no. And so the closest I got was like Tower of Terror, but a lighthouse.
Right.
I kind of thought about it, but still, I couldn't grasp that concept. And I'm like, God, you why are people afraid of this? It sucks.
Yeah.
It's not the it's not that we're scared of it. It's we're already seeing
Oh.
people use the technology to take away jobs.
I think we're eventually
Since
going to see them turn around and go, "Yeah, that was a bad idea." Can we
there
try
are
to do
some
all
people
that?
there are some people that are already starting to do that.
I think the successful things we do see from AI are basically AI hallucinations where the AI was given a general prompt with no expectation of output. And so that output is therefore perfectly successful because there was no expectation on what we wanted out of it.
Yeah.
But whenever you have an expectation, like I am trying to get this thing out of the AI, it's going to fail every time.
Yeah, I mean that's been one of those things, where it's just I don't know. I've been, like I was saying, I downloaded the actual um the whatever the app, Stable Diffusion app thing, downloaded it to my personal PC to mess with it a little, and yeah, I just ended up with five arms, or three fingers on one arm and six fingers on the other, and so there were still all of the normal problems that you have there. But when you look at like Midjourney's progressing through that to get all the fingers right.
Yeah.
And though you're not wrong, I mean, it's not like it's
Like as an example, it's like if you say draw a Pokemon, it's going to create a really cool Pokemon. If you say give me Pikachu merged with this other character, but it's doing this thing in midair, it's going to get it completely wrong because you have an expectation on that output. Or if you just give me a Pokemon, it's your imagination of Pokemon. Like you leave it open ended, then it's going to look great because you had no expectation on the output. But the instant you apply, I am looking for this scene with this Pokemon that is a combination of these two. It's horrible. You can't do it.
right. Oh, hey.
That's where artists are going to come in. Like AI is going to be a really cool tool, I think, for artists. But I think we're eventually going to find out, unless AI can start building itself better, it's going to be a tool, a resource for really all jobs and classifications. Programmers, artists. It's going to help inspire what you're going to draw, not draw it for you.
Sure. Yeah. And I'm hoping you are right. Wow.
Me too. Because I was like, we were talking about stuff and like all the things it could do, and like even therapy. We were like talking about with a therapist about it, and I was thinking, this could even replace therapy because all you really need to do is record a whole bunch of sessions, track the output of every therapy session, whether it's positive or negative, feed that into a model, and then it will basically learn what to say to human being that says X to make them feel better.
Right.
Even therapist jobs are gone.
Yeah, although I mean that I can see that totally, but this is so weird. Maybe I want this.
Anyways, that's my soapbox about AI. I think there is people do need to definitely keep an eye on it, but I don't think at the moment at least that we need to have the level of fear that we currently.
That's fair. I mean, well, and honestly, I mean, part of this is it's time for me to pivot, but the primary reason that I'm back in school is that I haven't made a lot of money in the past. So, now we're kind of at the traditionally I haven't made a lot of money, and I'm probably not going to make a lot more money these days continuing on the way I was continuing. So finding something else to do that would be interesting is sort of where I'm headed, and I'm pivoting on that one. But some of it is AI. It's a feeling of hopelessness. Like I had a 0.001% chance, and the AI has made it a 0.0001% now. And I'm like, really? You know, so that's kind of part of it. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that in the end, there's only so much AI can do. So it's got a limit to it. And I do concur. But at least in the here and now, you know, the one thing I know I can do is continue to write. And AI can't seem to do anything about that. And
Yeah.
so if my comic books come out sort of like once in a while, but I'm still making progress on my story, I'll consider that a good thing. You know, so at the moment, of course, I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I need to get back to work.
Okay. It was good chatting with you, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to come up there and visit you guys somewhere along the line.
Sounds good. Happy to have you out.
Okay. See you later, Bill.
See you later.
How do I save the puppet? Oh, export puppet. Just like that. Okay. Can't export him as a puppet or as a PDF anymore.
Oh, no. All right. So I am, while you guys were talking about AI, I was actually looking up, trying to figure out on how I was going to approach this. So I got 3 different types of ideas from AI.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. It's not bad. Well, I mean, like with this particular project, I went on ahead and just had Midjourney sort of run up a couple of, you know, ideas of 5 skeletons sitting on a train. And what I took was that and redrew it. But, you know. How?
Well, I basically was like, what if I had these characters in a story? So I came up with a story. And then I was like, okay, so what if it was in space? And they came up with it in space. And then I was like, okay, so what if it was a 1950s campy comedic one? And then I got that idea. And then the initial idea that I have as well.
Right.
So all right. And then I'm just going to go get what I printed and see if I like this.
I think they've changed too much. I may not be able to do this.
I would like to point out when you put in the term witch in any AI thing that I have done so far, they love the name Celine Nightshade.
There you go.
I mean, like if you see a story that has the name like Celine Nightshade or something with like that, I'm gonna say someone used AI.
Okay.
Although it does sound like a really cool witch's name.
Makes sense.
I mean, Okay. But this is on how the story ideas that they gave me progressed. The quest for the Dark Star Gem. The cosmic quest for the Dark Star Gem. The cosmic caper of Jupiter Moonlight in the Dark Star Gem. I would like to point out that they progressively just got weirder.
Right?
So, yeah.
Which
I'll
is
have to read through these, see what I like in all of them, and see, like, so from the second one, like I said, Selene Nightshade. The Selene Nightshade in the first one, Selene Nightshade in the second one, right?
right.
All of a sudden, in the third one, it's Luna Nightshade. So, they like witches with the last name of Nightshade. So I think I actually kind of want to do like, if I did use these characters that they came up with, I would actually want to characterize them as like either twin sisters or a mother and daughter duo. By the way, they're the villains. That's on how I see that going. Yeah, well, that's some fun.
Right?
Alright, that's done now.
Done.
But, like, some of the things that I did, like, I did a whole entire thing about Dharma and Greg and what their life would be like now after the sitcom ended. Stuff like that.
I really like Dharma and Greg. It was one of my favorites.
I literally rewatched it. There is one episode in Dharma and Greg that like I got to because I just kind of wanted to laugh and stuff while rewatching like an old one, right?
Yeah.
An old series that would bring me comfort. No, I got to the episode where they lose the baby after the mother changes the mind, and I was just like, yeah, this is gonna be a depressing day.
Right. That was actually exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if watching Dharma and Greg is a good idea for you.
It's really not. I don't know. It's a weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't want to check my fitness ring phone. Why do I want to have fitness? I also started. So, Monday, when I was talking to you, right?
Uh-huh.
So, I talked to you, kept getting interrupted, kept coming on and off, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then, so after the show was done, I still kept getting like phone calls and stuff. And then all of a sudden, my oxygen showed up for delivery.
Oh.
And for those of you who don't know, I have to wear oxygen at night because of hypoxia.
That still sounds horrible, but yeah.
Well, all it really means is, all that really means is it's a fancy term saying, "Oh, you can't breathe properly. You don't have oxygen in your body. Let's give you oxygen."
Right?
So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, wow. Well, that's general. I'm going to say delete that. No one wants to have someone tell us about that.
Right?
Hmm. So I have Chat GPT up. What fun do you want?
What prompt? Well, that's a good question.
Oh, your ping's down.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get it to see my camera. Get this to see my camera. Although I guess I probably shouldn't stop that virtual, but if I'm here, I'm not using the camera. But the camera still says it's on, which is why I'm like, well, does that mean it can see it? Does it mean it can't? Oh well. I'm gonna keep messing with this until I figure it out.
Okay. Let's see. What type of story should be told if David Lynch was writing and directing? Let's
Okay.
say Little Red Riding Hood. Told as if written written and directed by David Lynch. Scarlet's Surreal Encounter is what it's called. Fade in. The scene opens in a dense mist-covered forest. The trees seem to whisper secrets to each other as an eerie ambient soundtrack plays in the background. Little Red Riding Hood, now called Scarlet, walks along the winding path, her red hood stark against the monochrome backdrop. I can totally see that in a David Lynch production.
Right? I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, Scarlet whispers, the woods, they speak in tongues only I can understand. Scarlet's footsteps echo ominously as she navigates through the labyrinth of trees. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadow, the woodsman, his presence looming sharp, large and menacing. The woodsman, in a gravelly voice, Scarlet, my dear, where are you heading? Scarlet's eyes widen with fear as she clutches her basket tightly. Scarlet, trembling. To grandmother's house? The woodsman gaze pierces through Scarlet, sending shivers down her spine. Woodsman, be wary, child. The woods are not what they seem. And with a flicker of uncertainty, Scarlet continues her journey, the ominous presence of the woodsman lingering behind her like a shadow. I mean, that's like a Twin Peaks moment.
Right? Well, there's kind of a reason why he's doing it this way,
Yeah.
I guess.
Cut to Scarlet arriving at grandmother's cottage. The atmosphere is surreal, with twisted furniture and unsettling decor adorning the interior. Okay, the grandmother, wrapped in layers of shawls, sits in a dimly lit corner, her face obscured by darkness. Grandmother, in a raspy voice, Scarlet, my dear, come closer. Scarlet hesitantly approaches her grandmother, her senses tingling with foreboding. Scarlet, Grandmother, you seem different. Grandmother's eerie laughter fills the room, sending chills down Scarlet's spine. Grandmother, different, you say? Oh, my dear child, in these woods, everything is different. Suddenly, the room shifts, distorts reality as Scarlet's perception wavers. She realizes she's trapped in a surreal nightmare where nothing is as it seems. Cut to the woodsman lurking outside the cottage, his presence casting a looming shadow over the scene. Woodsman whispering, "The game is afoot." As Scarlet struggles to escape the nightmare's trance, the woodman's sinister laughter echoes through the forest, enveloping her in a world of darkness and deception. Fade to black and scene. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I'm feeling a little, I don't know. That seems strange, but you know.
That seems like a perfect David Lynch. It's like,
Oh, there we go. That now I've got control with the puppet, and the puppet can see me pretty well, and now I can move the puppet back and forth and back and forth. And maybe, I don't know if I can give it, maybe not yet, but body enabler. No. Let's see if I can give it a little bit less obnoxious. Okay, so I can see my eyebrows. And it can kind of see where my head is. So if I were to actually make a skeleton that was built on this body somehow, it would still work just fine, and I could do the animations relatively quickly. Just saying. All right. All right. Well, this is complicated, but not horrible. Because if I was smart, I'd work tonight on this and get this running and everything like that. And then all I have to do is just record the skeletons talking using OBS. The problem is trying to get OBS to work without it taking over control of my cameras. So I may have to have a specialized OBS whose job it is to just do this specialized stuff. So but it's not bad. Except that his mouth keeps gaping. Gaping. It's probably responding to the music.
Probably.
Or you talking or something. I'm sure that's probably what it is.
No, because when I talk, it does. Is it talking? When I'm talking?
I don't know.
No. No. No.
Now it's just doing.
I think it's the music.
Yeah, it might be the music. You may be right. But he keeps saying audio level's too low. How do I have to... Where's the body enabler? Is it under physics? No. Yeah, I don't see it really. I don't know. Well, we got to here. This is good. I mean, at least this will work. I can at least record the skeletons doing their animation and bob their head around a little bit and stuff like that. Um, and probably when I'm not online like I am right now with music having to play and things like that, it probably will work just fine. Be my guess.
Mm.
So, and at the moment, the only camera that I can use for me is the one that's aimed over there, which is sitting apparently on my table somewhere. Oh, it's actually sitting on top of my PC's box. So it looks like over there. So that's where it is. That's okay. We can make this work. We only have about 4 minutes left, but that's all right. We got to this point. I'm actually pretty excited. This is better than nothing. The whole reason I want to do character animator, though, is because I don't want to hand animate all this stuff. That's ridiculous. Probably now. And oh, hey, this actually kind of works. I can actually set it up to work this way. And set up my camera to be the OBS camera. So all I need to do is just load character animator first, then load this, and this works just fine. There we go. Now I can say, hi, I'm Guy. This is my stupid avatar today, who's being a little strange. But that's okay, because I can now go and bop my head around like this. I can't do anything else yet, but that's all right as well. We'll get there. It only takes a matter of however much time it takes us to do this thing. I smile a lot. But I guess this is very similar, of course, to the new kids these days who have little avatars at the bottom of the screen. That they just use that as their on-screen existence. So, what does the dragger do? Now, if we're really lucky, somewhere along the line, I will figure out how to make this work so that it actually does what it's supposed to do. And, stuff. Well, that's a thing. I can make it smile. So it's actually not bad. I just need to figure out how to replace this character's artwork with something that I can make, and we should be fine, right? The neck kind of bends to one side, the neck bends to the other side. We can at least have it kind of just, and then I can just come in here and start recording lines and stuff like that, and editing the lines to be darker, deeper, or higher, and then, because it doesn't have to be awesome, it just has to exist. So, there we go. We've managed to get character animator to work like it's supposed to.
Cool.
Which is
and so the last AI generated thing that I decided to do is called, the story is called Digital Puppeteer. It is about on how Clippy is using a human being to kill people in the non-digital world.
I've often thought that Clippy was a threat.
I'm totally gonna read this for later. It sounds hysterical. There's even a detective that basically figures out that it's Clippy.
Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And why is Clippy upset? Because he was dismissed.
I mean, I'm just saying I can't actually blame him. I've been mocking him incessantly since the '90s. So there's that.
Yeah, I feel like it's like like they literally just took they took the whole plot line of was it Lower Decks? You know the the thing
Yeah.
that he makes.
Yep. Badgie, which
Yeah,
is not even remotely supposed to be thought of as anything other than Clippy. It's just they didn't get the rights for Clippy. So there's that.
yeah,
And Badgie is funny as hell because that makes total sense.
yeah. I'm gonna print this out because this is actually quite funny. Because it says that he was once helpful and cheerful digital assistant, and he finds solace in a thirst of vengeance.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So it's a short story, folks. Don't worry about
Right?
it. Like I'm trying to see if I can shrink the window back so I can get the whole.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna archive that.
Aha. We have found something because it opened Photoshop. Life is.
Oh,
Well, now I can do what I was talking about and do the things. So, okay, cool. That explains that and how that fixes that. But it's 11 and I've got to be out of here at 11:30. So,
well, have fun.
because I got to go to class, but first I want to take a shower and clean up.
Well, I hope you do, and have a good rest of your day. Make good choices. Don't do anything I want to do twice, and keep your eyes on the stars.
Exactly. And now that I am here being a puppet, I'm also going to greatly say that. Trying to be as dramatic as I can. Because the puppet thing is funny.
Listen, Clippy.
Right? Time for Clippy to take over the world. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me, Pepper. Tell your respective other that I miss him, and we'll see you guys at some other point here. I will come up there and visit you guys. And for everybody else out there, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.